everybody. I'm Susanna with the Flying Pickle Academy, and today we're just going to be talking about hitting our serve returns. So, rule number one on a serve return, get it in, right? So consistency is going to be more important than placement or power. First rule, we got to get it in. If we hit it in the net, if we hit it long, obviously the point's over right away. But once we get it in, we do want to start to place this return. And we have a couple different options on how we can hit a return, but our main goal when we're hitting a return is to hit it deeper in the court. It's not even necessarily about the depth, it's about keeping our opponents back. So what that means is I could hit a high lob return that lands right on this baseline, but isn't going to bounce very much, but I'm keeping them back. But if I hit a lob return that bounces mid-court, it's not going to come back, they're going to be able to come in. Or I can hit a return with a lot of pace that bounces mid-court, but by the time it bounces, we're still keeping that opponent back. All right, so we don't have to be like so accurate that we're like on this baseline every single time. We can hit more in this 2/3 of the service box, but start to add a little pace. When I'm hitting a serve return, my very first choice I'm making is, am I hitting a forehand or a backhand? That's my first choice, and I should be able to see pretty early on from my opponent's serve if it's coming here to my forehand or if it's gonna be in my backhand, okay? So if it's to my forehand, I'm gonna turn my paddle, get it ready to that forehand position, and then I'm actually gonna move to the ball with my paddle already in position. One of the things I see a lot of times is a player moving with their paddle in ready position, and then at the last second, they drop and turn their paddle. I'd much rather you already turn your paddle and then move to that ball. Same thing with the backhand. If I see it's come to my backhand, I'm gonna go ahead and turn to my backhand, get to that ball, and then hit through it.
One quick thing on that, that will be a good cue. Paddle and first step go together. So as I'm reading the ball, if it's on my forehand, you can see my right foot pivot, my paddle should be going together, right? What we see a lot is the foot pivots and the paddle still here. So as you can see, watch, if I'm getting on that return position, pivot, paddle goes, so together. So as I'm moving, I am moving together with my paddle. Same thing on the backhand side. So if I'm here, I read the ball, you see right away as I pivot this way, my foot's recognizing I have to run that direction, my paddle should follow right away. Okay, so that's how you're gonna be able to cut some angles. That's how you're gonna be able to actually make contact in front of the ball. So you go here, you read the ball, and as soon as you see it, paddle leads with your foot.
Awesome.
It looks so weird trying to be a righty.
All right, so I just used my pickup tubes, and I put them about 2/3 of the way through the kitchen box. They're kind of my target area. Obviously, if I can get them deeper than that, great. But if I can land right around there with a little bit of pace, that's gonna be a good spot for me to hit my return. Anything shorter than that, I am bringing my opponents in, which I don't wanna do. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be mixing up between a drive and a lob return, because both of them are very effective. The drive obviously is putting some pressure and pace on my opponents for their third shot, but the lob return is actually giving me more time to get to that kitchen line. So I want to be able to use both of them depending on the situation. When we're talking about your actual technique for hitting this return, on that forehand, you're going to pull that paddle back, but you don't want it all the way back here. You don't have enough time. Pull it back around your hip, lean into that ball and come through. If you want to lob it, it's actually very similar. The only difference is I'm going to come up with my follow through. All right, I'll have you feed them. So one thing you're going to notice is I'm actually not that far from the baseline. I see a lot of people try to be all the way back here, but here's the thing. That makes me have to hit so much further. So I'm gonna prefer on a serve return to almost short hop this ball. This is one of the few times I'm gonna tell you it's okay to learn how to short hop. As that serve is bouncing, if I can catch it on the rise, I can catch it on the rise. Because what I want is to be taking time away from my opponents. I want that ability to be able to step through so that I can start moving forward. All right, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share, and add any comments or feedback you might have. Thanks, guys.